And we're back from our break. Hello everyone, welcome back to the second half of Lost in Oz. We've just survived maybe a plane crash, essentially. A hoverboat crash. What were we on? Airship crash. And we're falling into people who are presumably not happy with us. So take it away, Steve.
So the flaming rubble that you're all clinging to sets down in the tree canopy, and the large balloon above you begins to deflate, and all of you need to get out of these trees quickly, or else you're going to get buried underneath a whole bunch of giant balloon.
So is that dexterity, or?
It's going to be an athletics or acrobatics check, whichever you'd like to make.
Oh, crap.
I grab the cat.
I will let you grab the cat with as good a rolls as the group made. So Tommy saves the cat from getting pinned underneath a fold of the balloon, and you all manage to get down to the very lush forest floor. There's not a lot of people that come through here very often, so it's thick with branches and shrubs and lots of vegetation, lots of animals. And what do you do?
Well, how close did it look like those people were to us based on how far away they were in terms of timing? Like 5 minutes away, a minute away?
Your best guess would be they should already be here.
I hide in the underbrush.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll hide as well.
So you guys find a quick set of logs to hide behind as a lumberjack, a big strapping 7-foot tall, big bearded, red-haired man steps out into the near the clearing from where you climb down, and he's kind of looking around, and he whistles at the wreckage. That he's like he's both impressed and amused.
And he's by himself? Weren't there more people?
Yes, you definitely saw more people.
Okay.
Hey, say we stay quiet.
I say wait and see what happens.
Is it stealth time?
So the man calls out and says, "Hoy there! Any survivors?"
Do I recognize like his garb or anything? Would I know like anything about
He's wearing flannel.
Yeah, I know. I did. Is there like a tribe of lumberjackers
Right.
around here that I know about? I mean,
Not jumping immediately to mind. You know, there's lots of woodsmen who live in this area, just in general, because I mean, it's a whole bunch of forest. There's not forest like this anywhere else in Oz, so a lot of lumber comes from up here.
and they are friendly, magnanimous people who help every passerby who comes their way.
Well, I mean, the entire Gillikin region is known for being woodsy, backwaters as far as most people are concerned, rough and tumble kind of an area.
Oh wait, there's some connection to me with this place, right? Isn't there? I thought you told me something about
yeah,
this backwoods.
in fact, you're not very far away from where you used to live for a long time with a certain person.
Okay, so I would know. Then that wouldn't stand a reason I would know the people of the area. I mean,
yeah, you know that there's the capital of Gillikin is only a few miles from here.
Okay.
So it's not unreasonable for people to be living near here.
Okay, well, I think it'd be better if I don't give myself away as a talking cat at this point. So I kind of like use a cat paw to like paw at Tommy to like, and I whisper like, we could probably get some help from these people.
I say, we're over here. We're stuck under this log. Help me.
And he kind of...
I use my deception.
Sure.
I have good deception.
You're gonna talk him into thinking we're stuck under a log when we're not in a log. Okay, that's a serious talking skill.
So he kind of edges on over that way and peeks over the log, and he's like, "Well, hello there."
Meow.
A cat, a bear, a knight, and a maid. Sounds like a bad drinking joke.
Who has the highest charisma?
What do you want to say? Just go hop to it. Don't mess.
He gives a big kind of doofy grin and offers Anissa a hand.
I take
Uh-oh.
He helps you up, and he's a big dude, so he just kind of picks up Anissa, who's not that big, and just sets her daintily on top of the log. And now you're almost at eye level with him.
I say to him, "Sir, we fell from this obvious wreckage, and we seem to be attracting unwanted attention. Do you have a place nearby we can rest up?"
You strike me as a fairy, he says, but not a sky fairy. So what are you doing falling out of the sky?
We got tricked into going to a place we weren't supposed to be, and we made it back, safely, but...
If I had a nickel for every time I've been tricked to go in someplace I don't want to go.
We'd be rich folk.
Are these your bear and cat?
Meow!
They are. They're very well behaved. Very, very nice people.
I once dated a lady who had this thing with animals. I mean, she could just like start singing and they'd come out of nowhere. So, are you one of those? Because I have, allergies.
Oh, not in that way. No, these are not. You'll be fine.
And this would be your boyfriend, brother.
For the purposes of winning this, no. This is my travel companion, Tommy.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, traveling companion, Tommy. And he puts out a giant meaty hand.
Nice to meet you.
You do not strike me as an imperial man, though you're fairly well armed.
I'm a Cubs man.
Cubs.
But
We all look at him weird.
Like bear?
That really creeps me out. Why do you gotta keep making everything worse, Tommy? What is wrong with you?
I ask him again if he has a place that we could rest up.
Of course you can, and I'm Joe.
Nice to meet you, Joe.
Wait,
I
what?
My
already have
bear
a
is
Joe.
also named Joe.
What?
The bear's also... It's a good name, Bear.
Yes, it is.
You talk?
I do.
Oh! Talking bear. That's, No, that's great. Good for you.
I'm giving Joe dirty looks. Meow meow.
So, why did we all head on this way?
yeah, let's just head on that way.
Well, which is he leading us toward the capital or away from the capital?
He's only leading you about 100 yards to where a bunch of soldiers are, and some horses.
Bunch of soldiers.
I don't know where the capital is. I don't know where he's leading
Much
us.
like an inconspicuous cat as possible.
Yeah, he motions to one of the soldiers and he says, "Get off your horse!" And the guy scrambles off his horse and he offers the horse to Anissa instead.
What kind of soldiers are these?
They are Gillikin. So they're not Imperial soldiers, they're Gillikin soldiers.
So they have their own standing army.
Indeed. Though technically,
the wizard lets them do that.
It's like
a
the
militia, or
it's like a state militia versus
Okay.
the national army.
got it. Meow.
And you guys are still arranging, heading out when you hear large thudding, boom, 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 and you hear yelling from one of the soldiers, "He's coming!" And all of the soldiers get ready, like they're gonna pull their swords, when a giant, maybe 16-foot tall man comes bursting into onto your group, and all of the horses flinch.
Oh. He doesn't look very far.
That's not that tall.
Sure.
And Joe, the big lumberjack guy, kind of stands conspicuously in front of Anissa and Tommy. And
I also get behind Joe. I'm like...
and he's like, "Oh, you made it here quickly." And the giant goes, "Was he here?" Did it fall out of the sky? This one the wizard wants. And he kind of takes a couple of steps towards the rubble, and Joe kind of turns as the giant goes with you guys behind him, and he kind of makes a nod to one of his soldiers, and he says, "Strap." The soldier's like, and begins to take off his clothes.
Okay. I take off my clothes.
And and as Tommy
I am not wearing any clothes.
And Tommy and the soldier begin to quickly dress and swap costumes. And the giant begins to pick through some of the rubble, and I'm like, and Joe says, I didn't find anything. Yeah, I guess they must have all died or some sort of freak accident. It looks like. You mean this wasn't an Imperial ship? The giant looks at him, and let's see how charming Joe can be. It turns out he can be quite charming. And the giant, who's not too smart, seems displeased, so he grabs one of the horses right underneath the soldier, who drops to the ground, breaks the horse's neck, and begins to eat it as he walks away.
Thanks.
That's not very nice.
And you can see all the rest of the soldiers, all about a dozen of them, begin to like relax. You know, like they were just they were terrified, and now the danger, it appears, is past.
Thank you for your help, Joe. But why were you protecting us from the wizard?
This is all so confusing. There's another Joe, and every time.
Why are you against the wizard?
Wouldn't say I'm against the wizard. However, the ruler of Gilkin would very much like to have a conversation with you. And if a giant ate you, I don't think I'd manage to be able to make that to happen. What do you think?
Okay.
Well, thank you anyway.
Lead the way, Joe.
I move slightly farther away from Joe.
Joe the lumberjack.
Joe the lumberjack.
I'm just so confused.
And so you guys are riding back to civilization. You get to the edge of the forest and find a very large road, but you see the muddy footprints of the giant as it passed. And you're not very far, maybe half a mile, when the giant starts coming back towards you guys. And you see all the soldiers again, get ready, get mortified, and the giant, stomps right up to you and goes, "What's with the bear?" And Joe looks at the bear. And it goes, "It's my pet bear." "You have a pet bear?" "Of course I have a pet bear." And he jumps off of his horse and goes over and starts rubbing the bear's tummy.
Whoa.
Yeah, his name is Sprinkles.
If I'd have done that, no one would be real.
And that's like I stand up. No, my name is Joe. You're an imposter, Joe. I don't like any of this.
Is this really what you're doing? That's
Yes.
really what you're doing?
This is how I die. This is how I die.
Oh my god, I'm like in the middle of the soldiers now. I can't possibly see another giant. I'm underneath the feet of the soldiers. Like, I'm far away from Joe the bear. He's killing himself.
And he looks up and goes, "Isn't that great? I taught it to pretend to be me." You're such a kidder, Sprinkles.
No.
He gives you a noogie.
I'm not. No.
What's the version of cat laughing? Like my tail is shaking, and I'm just like, I'm enjoying this.
I'm trying to make eye contact with Joe and calm him down, if it's possible.
Let's see again if he can convince the giant.
I think we roll for initiative now.
He manages to convince the giant. The giant goes, "Why keep pet bear? Stupid." And it walks away. And all of the soldiers begin to relax again.
I'm gonna need some explanation for why.
What? What part of Trick the Giant is hard to understand? Like, I don't get it.
Why does the giant? Maybe the giant likes bears. He just doesn't know yet.
Let's get us all killed for no reason. Literally no reason.
So,
whoa, you're the guy who won't give your name for any damn reason.
That's fine. If we were in a situation where we were gonna die, I make up a name, like that's fine. I wouldn't be like, no, I'm not gonna tell you my name. I don't care if everybody dies.
We need to put Riley in a situation where he's going to die, and then we need a opposed bluff check to make certain.
Fake names are the best.
Tell your name, or you will die.
You guys are about another half a mile down the road when here comes the giant a third time.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Boom, boom, boom. What's with the girl?
Wait, what?
She's my... He's kind of looking at you, waving a finger.
Oh, I'm his wife.
She's my wife. Common wife. Oh, you have more than one wife? Good for you. Really, it's good. It's good to be me, says Joe.
Pet
Like
bear.
her with you on a hunting party? Well, yeah, you see, she's strapped with weapons. She's a better hunter than I am, aren't you?
I am.
She is. The giant kind of furrows his eyebrows, and he's convinced now with that critical. He's convinced that there really is nothing untoward going on, despite the fact that he keeps thinking of things that didn't make sense the first time in the story. So he leaves. He's done. He's over it. He's finished eating his horse, and it's left the gooey remains of what he didn't eat for the horse behind on the side of the road behind him, and stomps off.
Horse bones, yum.
And in the distance, you see the Great Gillikin Mountains looming above you. These gigantic purple mountains, as tall as any mountains in the land of Oz. And right nestled along the base of the mountains is Uptown, the capital of Gillikin. And you run into the outlying villages that surround the city long before you ever get into it. But within only about a couple hours of ride, you're to the city proper, moving amongst all of the people. And everywhere you go, people kind of nod their head or bow as you guys pass.
Because I see the cat, right? That's
For sure, it's definitely the cat.
That's what I thought. That's good.
I'm practicing my princess ways.
New bride. I'm just pretending I'm marching in line as a soldier.
I hate all of this.
Conformity.
And he marches you guys straight to the castle, across the drawbridge, and into a large courtyard, where he begs your pardon because he needs to go ahead and announce you.
I want to get in the bag with Dorothy.
Okay.
Can I do
You
that?
climb into the bag, and you see that Dorothy has eaten several of Anissa's rations. Well, Dorothy's been in there and has this kind of like, you caught me doing something look when she opens the bag.
I mean, it's a bag of holding. You can't come out unless somebody brings you out, right? Like he's.
It's not a bag of holding. It's a normal bag.
It's a normal bag. I'm the one who has a magical bag.
I have a bag of holding too.
Okay. Well, this is not one of those. I'm not climbing into your bag.
And he seems to have made some sort of
probably not gonna come out of my bag
nest
so much.
out of her changes of clothes.
What? I didn't hear what you said, Steve.
He's made a nest out of her changes of clothes as well.
Whatever. I don't care. That's Anissa's problem, not mine. I say pass the rations over here. I'm hungry.
I'm not mad or surprised at all.
He offers them to you. So, hi. It's been a while.
I see that you're making yourself quite at home here. We've been on some adventures and things. You may have noticed the flaming ships and crashes through the sky. And
there was some falling that I noticed, and she dropped me pretty hard before she jumped in the river. But I'm not one to complain.
That's good. Just keep quiet when we don't act like you can talk when we meet these people.
Well, who are we meeting?
You'll find out pretty soon. It's the Gillikin people.
Gillikins. They're nice. I mean, dumb, but nice.
Relatively speaking. Compared to everyone else in Oz who isn't nice.
Oh, no, Oz is full of nice people.
Yeah. Not in my experience.
I mean, all my friends are like, they're swell. They're such nice people.
Did you know a Trot or a Captain Bill?
Sure.
Oh crap!
They're good friends.
We should ask you about them. I forgot about that. Yeah, well, they're coming along sometime. You may not see them for a while. They went on an important mission.
Oh. Well, yeah, they would do that. They're the types that go and do missions and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not me, though.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah. Okay.
None of us hear any of this, right? They're just having us in the bag conversation. The rest
Yeah,
of us
they're having a conversation in a bag.
Dang, why did I think to talk to Dorothy when we found them in the first place?
We were trying to run and live and survive for our lives. Like, we haven't stopped running.
We had a long rest. There was a long rest there where I could have talked to Dorothy about them. I just totally forgot. I won't make that mistake again, Dorothy. I won't make that mistake again.
So
I think you also hated each other for the beginning of the
I think Dorothy's stupid, but if he knows or he knows something I don't know, then that's fine. So
one of the soldiers comes over and says that the king and queen are ready to greet you. And you're led into the throne room, where the lumberjack, now wearing much better finery, is sitting with his crown next to his queen.
Oh shit. He was the king.
He was the king!
So, I've been looking forward to talking to you. If you are who I think you are. Are you Tommy?
I'm Tommy, yes.
He nudges his wife and says, I told you it was Tommy. So, you've been causing a lot of grief for the green man in the middle.
I don't know who that is, but if I did, I'm sorry.
Wizard!
I can't hear anything. I can't hear any meowing coming out of the back.
Well,
This conversation's going really well. This is a good conversation.
the current orders from the Imperial throne is to capture and turn you over, or kill you on sight if that's not possible. And nobody seems to know how or why. And I'm used to being told everything. I mean, because I got this cool seat, but nobody knows. I was hoping you could tell me why you're so dang important.
I wish I could tell you myself. I'm on my way to see the Good Witch of the North. Other than that, I've just been trying to survive with my friends. A lot of people try to kill me. Whoever tries to kill us usually doesn't survive much long after that, but we're just trying to live. We're just trying to get by. We're just trying to get to the Good Witch of the North.
Huh. I would say that's just about everyone in Oz these days. We're just trying to get on, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm right there with you, Joe.
But, you going to go see the witch, that's gonna be tough, since, it turns out the wizard doesn't trust me much. And, because of that, he sicked a giant on my kingdom. And pretty much anytime anyone tries to go anywhere, it runs around and hassles them. Sometimes murdering them, for no good reason, because giants aren't renowned for their amazing intelligence.
Yeah, saw that.
So I'd love to help you out here, Tommy. I'd love to get you on your way, but there's a giant who happens to live on said mountain.
Got it.
Did I mention there's a giant and
I
it's
speak up and I say,
I mentioned the giant blocking and progression.
I feel like you want to ask me something, but you haven't got it.
So,
I'll speak up and say, King, you've done us some great favors so far. If we rest up here and can get some maybe healing potions or something, and we try to take this giant on ourselves, would you consider helping us further?
well, I'm glad you mentioned it. Kind of leans forward. I think everyone would be much better off if the giant population of Gillikin decreased substantially.
From 1 to 0.
There used to be more, but thankfully they moved. So,
Where? Why did they move? Do you know?
well, there used to be a much better ruler over all of Oz who imprisoned them. The Youps. One got turned into a swan, and this fella got locked in a giant prison. However, somebody let him out, and he's been working for the wizard ever since.
Interesting.
So, I think a little bit of financial assistance can be provided. Give you a place to rest up from your journey from the sky, and then perhaps you could think about handling this giant problem. What do you think about that, Tommy?
If you can help us get to the north, we will slay that giant.
I happen to know where Locosta Oren's castle is. And I could give you pretty detailed directions. It just happens to also be much higher on the same mountain that this giant lives on.
What
How convenient.
On the way, as they say.
So I was thinking, since it was going to be on your way anyways, maybe you could help a brother out.
If we could get some better armor, that would be much appreciated. I'm not equipped. We're not equipped for giant slaying.
I say he offered us money, Tommy. I think we can.
He kind of leans over and whispers something, and his wife, the queen, kind of rolls her eyes, and she's so bad with money. 1,000 gold, and she motions, and 3 large chests of gold get wheeled out a few minutes later and set in the throne room for you.
Oh, since there's 3 of us and 3 chests, I don't see anybody else. I see there's a cat in a bag, but obviously a non-speaking cat wouldn't get a full share of a bounty to a giant.
I say, Dorothy, did you hear that? That's how the cat's out of the field.
Look at Dorothy.
And Dorothy says, "I'm surprisingly okay with that."
There's a dumps of gold on top of Orbane's head.
Yeah.
I guess Joe. What do you think? Not King Joe.
Yeah.
I'll have
my bear guide.
rooms prepared for you, and just let my people know if you need anything. Dinner's at, and he looks at his wife. 7? Dinner's at 7? So it's gonna be good.
Alright. Okay.
All right.
I can work with this, I think.
Did they prepare a special room for the cat, or what? Like, is this the cat?
No, they're only gonna prepare 3 rooms because they only think there's 3 of you.
You're in
Who wants the cat bunkmate? Who wants the bunkmate of a cat? Who wants to bunk with the cat?
You can stay with me and Dorothy unless we
Sweet.
find it'll be annoying.
I won't be annoying.
No. I mean, the Dorothy might be annoying.
Well, we can keep him in the bag.
We each have 250 gold.
Okay, so are we back in our rooms now, or what?
Yeah, and they're crazy nice. Giant 4-post beds with curtains, couches, finery, desks, fancy clothes that get brought out for you.
Awesome.
Okay.
I changed.
Well, team meeting. How do I call? I want to call it team meeting. Party in this room. Are you guys showing up to the team meeting, or
Yes.
what?
I will attend your team meeting.
Okay. What about Tommy? Tommy come to the team meeting?
Sure.
All right. Awesome.
So Dorothy has managed to move into a large wash basin that he's dumped half of the fine clothes that they've just brought Anissa into, and has made a temporary nest out of, and seems to be, snuggling in, and he seems very, very happy. His eyes are half lidded.
I specifically pick out all of the not nice things that I don't want to wear, and I give them to Dorothy
Okay.
before they get destroyed.
All right. So I say, well, this is a fortunate turn of events. Now we have capital backing. This is pretty good.
I'm like, Tommy looks a little annoyed. He's like, you always have a lot to say when nobody else is around. When
I don't know if you've noticed, but talking cats aren't super common, so it's better for us to go. For me to go unnoticed if possible. I will jump into I've jumped into the conversation before when necessary.
I agree with the cat on this decision, Tommy.
But there's no reason for people to be able to track where we're going based on, did you see a talking cat walk by here?
Well, as far as I can tell, nobody's after you. Everybody's after me.
Well, that's because nobody knows who I am right now. Which is why no one knows my name. Because if they knew who I was, they'd be after me too. I did come rescue you from a freaking island prison. Like that. Let's not forget that. Like,
I'm not questioning your loyalty. I'm just tired of you not talking to people when they want to know where we're going. You're the only one that knows anything about anything.
It's better for people to think we don't know what's going on and know more than they think we know than the other way around. I think.
No doubt for. Okay.
Personally, now that's just my opinion. If everyone else thinks that's not the way to go, that's fine.
This is a team meeting, and Tommy has vented his concerns, and now he's listening.
All right. Well, here's what I know about this place. Steve, what do I know about this place?
I know that the Good Witch of the North used to be the ruler of the North. She was queen. However, quite a long time ago, she supposedly left the country to go to a place where she was actually the rightful ruler of. And King Joe and Queen Hyacinth were elevated to their position by the former empress, and he was very close with the royal family and the royal group. So it would make sense that he wouldn't be too happy about the change of position.
Got it.
And it would also make sense to you that the wizard, to keep him in line, would have done something like he's done by sicking Mr. Yoop the giant on them.
Did I know Mr. Yoop the Giant? Have I ever met him before?
Yeah, almost everyone's heard of him. There aren't that many giants in Oz.
Okay.
And he was in prison for a long time for eating people.
Okay. I relate all that to the party, so that's what I know. So this guy seems like he's on the level, and it makes sense that he would be helping us. It doesn't seem like this is likely a double cross, unless he's really trying to curry the wizard's favor. But I don't really see that happening. You know, from what I know of these people, they're pretty honest people. So if there was ever anybody in Oz that I felt like we could place our trust in to get us to the right place, it's these people. Now, does that mean that trust will be betrayed? No, but we got to start somewhere. So that's my opinion. That's my learned opinion. As far as giant killing goes, what do I know about giant killing? Anything in particular?
You know this isn't a elemental giant. It's not a fire giant or a cloud giant or anything like that.
I didn't even know that was a thing. So
it's a hill giant.
Okay.
Which just means they are incredibly big, incredibly strong, incredibly tough.
And incredibly dumb.
And not very bright.
Keep it out past sunrise. It turns to stone kind of weaknesses to take advantage of or anything. No, of course not.
The troll.
I know, I'm just being silly.
Unfortunately not. They are just gargantuan and smash. Well, usually one hit from them would kill just about anyone.
What about riddles? We haven't done any riddles.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have a weakness for riddles.
If we riddle it, will it die?
That would be a sphinx.
To death.
No.
I mean, I feel like we do need to outsmart it. I don't feel like we're going to be able to overpower it physically. So, I mean, tricking it to falling off the side of a cliff maybe kind of deal. I don't know. Or dropping a giant boulder on its head. Some kind of trap like that might work. I feel like it would be a bad idea to take it head on. On the other hand, I mean, how hard can it really be to sneak past it? Like, unless it's got some kind of magical sense or something, which maybe it does. I don't know. I mean, you know, we could just take all the awesome armor we just got and not kill the giant and just sneak past the giant and go to the...
Don't you think, though, that if the king and the queen here have a relationship with the white queen or wherever... Is the white queen? Where are we going? White witch?
Witch to the north?
Witch to the north. Sorry. Don't know where I got that from. And we don't take care of what we promised, that it might come back to hurt us.
I mean, Yeah, I guess. At the same time, if we show up to the Witch of the North and we're like, hey, we're here to help you take on the wizard, what's she gonna tell us? No. She's kind of desperate for help at this point, I assume. So...
I feel like we should at least consider a plan, like you said, of trying to trick him off a cliff edge or something, because between you and I, we have a pretty darn high dexterity, and I'm sure we could probably...
So what do I know about, like, wizard, or not wizards, hill giant, they got, like, favorite foods? Or, like, a horse, is that a what's
people.
People?
They prefer to eat people.
They prefer to eat people, of course they do.
Tommy, you want to be bait?
Sure.
So we need bait, and we need a trap.
And I'm good at traps, right? So.
And so is Joe the Bear. Joe the Bear's got a trap,
yeah, that's right.
Trap spell we could set. That would be pretty powerful for this
traps.
situation.
I think
Yeah, I feel like trapping. That seems to be the way to go.
Do you have the ability to magically trap him after we?
I'm thinking more like he needs to fall off a cliff and die.
Sure.
I'm thinking if he broke out of prison once, I don't know if that's gonna work again.
Okay.
It has to be a really, really, really tall cliff, right? I mean, like how tall of a cliff are we talking, Steve? Like a side of a mountain-sized cliff, like
For sure. I mean,
that exist where we are?
it's literally 8 times taller than you. Than a man. So it would have to fall eight times further. Start really to get its full momentum till it gets to terminal velocity. But if it hit the ground, being as big as it is,
True.
it'd splat pretty good.
Are we aware of any, or is the king aware of any good? We could question him. Any places to make this happen?
I want to know what they've tried. I mean, have they tried this in the past? Like, have they tried to kill the giant in the past? They just left it alone because they don't want to anger the wizard? I mean...
That's something you could maybe try and hear some rumors about.
Cats are not good at gathering rumors. I know that for a fact. So, who wants to go gather the rumors?
What is the cue for that?
Well, it depends on where you're trying to do it. Are you trying to do it in the palace? Or are you going to go out to the town, to the market?
Yeah, I just mean most people aren't going to want to talk to me as a cat.
If we're going shopping, we can just... I might ask around while we're in the market looking for new armor and such.
I want to get some new spells. So, maybe there's an exotic spell, or what do I get equipment-wise? Like, do I get a staff +1 that aids my spellcasting or something? Like, what do I even get to...
Well, magic items are very expensive, but there are some in the city if you go to the right people.
But, I mean, just in general, like in D&D 5th edition, what would be available to me?
Well, they're like rings of protection.
Okay.
Give you bonus to armor class that could be useful. There are magic wands and scrolls that have prepared spells.
Yeah, but last time we looked at this, wasn't it all...
It was all really expensive.
We were in a really
Grossly
expensive
overpriced.
city, though. So, we just need... Remember,
Well, we didn't have really this much gold either, right? I mean, the most gold, I had
We did just get 3 chests of...
I had 15 gold last time we checked, and we just got 250 each, so that's quite a bit more than we had. But
Can you give us some prices on things in this
What
place?
would you like to know?
I want new, can I get better leather armor?
You can get studded leather armor.
Cool. That's what I'm looking for.
You find it. This is a big city, so you find someone who already has it prepared. All he has to do is size it slightly for you.
Cool.
And it's going to cost you 45 of your gold to get studded leather armor.
I will buy it.
So it is 12 plus dex modifier, and instead of 11, and it is 13 pounds instead of 10 pounds.
So where do I make these adjustments?
On your armor page on your character sheet, and then also from your inventory.
I see. Would you mind saying it to me again? The base was what?
12.
12. And it's medium now? Or just still light?
It's light armor.
Okay. And was that it?
And it's 13 pounds.
13 pounds. Great. Thank you.
And anyone else want to do any shopping?
I mean, what did we say those teeth were worth that I pulled out of that thing?
Oh yeah.
Those Khalid teeth?
They are worth 20 gold apiece
20?
for Khalidus bangs.
Can I find like a black market wizard who will trade me a spell for that or something? Like, I don't know what's going on in this city. How sketchy is this place?
You are gonna have to give me a check to find someone like that in the city.
All right. What kind of check is that? Deception? No.
Sorry, I'm Jack in Nissa's character sheet. Sorry about that.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
There's no streetwise check.
It will be
Animal handling.
No, it is going to be a survival or an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh, I'm great at that. Sweet.
You are great at that.
You definitely find a black market wizard.
Sweet.
Who's this old hag of a lady with warts all along her nose, and she's got a whole variety of trinkets that she's willing to sell you. And she recognizes you for being magical from the moment you get near her, and you recognize the same. You're about the same level of potency.
Okay.
You would gauge.
I'll talk to her. She's not going to be scared off by talking cat. So, yeah, I'm just looking for...
She's willing to sell you a spell for 200 gold for the level of the spell.
200 gold per level, so like a level 1 spell is 200 gold, level 2 is 400?
Yes.
Holy crap. Well, that's not super... Okay, well... Then I can pick any level 1 spell then?
She has almost anything in reason.
Okay, well, I don't know. Can I look that up later? So
For sure.
Okay. I'll probably do that. I'll have to see. I actually still have 2 spells I need to figure out from leveling up, so I'll have to... So I can get up to 3 spells. Okay. Alright. I mean, well, she doesn't have any rings of protection or anything like you were talking about, or...
Yeah, so give me a second.
Actually, that's what I'd be probably more interested in than spells, actually. It's probably something like that. There's something that just, like, makes me invulnerable or invisible or,
You could buy a scroll.
Plus 24
that would cast a spell like that.
No, it needs to be permanent, or it's not really that useful to me. They don't have that. It's not a thing. Like a cat collar that does something crazy, or...
So the Ring of Protection's well outside of your budget.
Oh, that's lame. Okay. Well, maybe I'll just keep saving my money. But it's good. I have a contact now in the city, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody.
She'll also sell you healing potions.
How about I'll sell her those... Will she buy my teeth thing?
She'll buy the fangs.
Okay, I'll sell those for 40 gold then. 2 of them. Cool.
Do you have any magical weapons or armor?
Indeed, but they are fantastically outside of your price range.
How fantastic.
So there's a sword, a magical sword, that he'll part with for 1,000 gold.
Does it kill giants in a single blow?
No, but it
Is it
bursts
optimized?
into flames.
In the flames. Okay, guys, here's what we do.
Oh no, I'm not gonna
Maybe
buy
I go
all
home.
that. No
I can
way.
buy this.
There's literally nothing I can think of that I, as a druid, want as a worldly possession, and I'm still not going to give you all
Well,
my...
it bursts into flames. Like, what do you mean it bursts into flames? Like, be more specific.
Whoever it hits bursts into flames. That's what.
No, the sword itself is wreathed
It's a
in fire.
flaming sword.
Oh. Well, what are the stats?
Like, it does +1 fire damage or something.
It does bonus fire damage, yes.
Because those have never had a flaming weapon.
+1,
Dungeons and
+8,
Dragons before?
+26.
It's usually a roll, isn't it?
Level,
It's a
level
d6.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be handy. I'd be willing to give you some money to make the party more powerful, I guess. I mean, honestly, like, if it kills stuff faster and I die less, I'm probably okay with that.
I guess I'd be more interested in magical armar than a magical weapon.
What was the total price?
1,000. We'd have to basically give him all the gold we just got.
I already spent
so.
some of my money, so...
Well, I mean, I have 323,
Oh,
so
that's
I
true.
can
I
pay
am a little over too.
Did we all add 250? Is that the...
Correct.
Yeah, you did.
I need to make certain.
No, you add 50, and I added 450.
No, I don't think that's what happened.
That's what happened.
Thank you. Thank you for...
You believed me for a split second. I saw it on your face.
Why would you do that?
That's what you get for not paying attention. I get all your gold. If you're not paying attention when the loot is distributed, then I think it should go
I
to
was
people.
I was remembering that you didn't get any of it because you were a cat and you wouldn't talk. That's what I was remembering.
And see, everyone else forgot that, so I got it.
That is a lot
If you
more.
would have been paying attention when the loot was being distributed, you could have reminded people about that, but you weren't, so it's too bad.
Dave. My gnat-like attention span.
All right. Well, anyway, this shopping is always so disheartening. Like we're
Yeah.
able to afford
There's
anything.
all kinds of mundane stuff you can get for
That's not fun.
that money.
Mundane. I got mundane stuff already.
That's what you go on adventures is to get the cool stuff.
How much are health potions, Steve?
I think they're 50 apiece. Let me check.
50 gold.
Mhm.
I don't want to use all my money for that.
Are there poor people in this city? They're like homeless people on the streets.
50 gold, yes. Yeah, there's definitely lots of beggars.
I pass out like 50 gold to as many homeless people as I could find.
50 gold.
What is?
Gold,
what
'cause
is-
I'd rather give away 50 gold than buy a healing pot for 50 gold. That's how ridiculous that is.
So
You
there's
really do that because they're gonna like start worshiping you or something.
Yeah, in
Yeah, they're-
Fable, that's how you
they're
gain
worth
favor
it.
in the community.
indeed, in
I like
fact,
it.
the rumors about Tommy being benevolent and helping out and really caring about the Gillican people begins to spread through the community.
Good job, Tom.
Make sure you take 50 gold out of your inventory.
I did.
Charity.
You could also get better armor.
Yeah, but it would just be like what, weight or something.
You get up by one class. I went up 1 point or 1 armor class in 3 pounds.
For like, how much gold did you spend?
It wasn't
40.
much. 40. Yeah, that wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
You're wearing
It was-
chainmail right now?
It was more expensive than a health potion. Yeah, I'm wearing
Health
chainmail.
potion was 50.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the health potion was more expensive. I guess
Yeah.
that's what I'm
You
saying.
can't afford plate mail, but you could afford splint mail.
How much?
Is 200 gold.
Or how much? What's the AC?
17.
Yeah, no way. That's not worth it. It'll never be worth it, I feel, but I guess it'll never be worth it then. I'd rather die with the gold than have one more AC.
I have very rarely found the Dungeons and Dragons economy to work in my favor. That's how I.
Fortunately.
Are you telling me all the really cool, neat stuff is really, really insanely expensive?
It is. It's really no. It's really
I don't know
insanely
about you
expensive.
guys, but in the world I live in, everything
that's-
I want costs like a dollar.
That's why you go to the
So-
dungeon and you murder the thing and you get the cool stuff.
You take the thing from its dead body,
Right.
and then you have the cool thing.
That's how.
All right. Well, if we're not gonna buy anything else, are we gonna keep going, or is that where you want to stop, or what do you want to do?
Well, Anissa could do her rumor check.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
So go ahead and give me a
Find out all the secrets.
persuasion roll.
Persuasion.
As you charm the local people to hear, yeah, it's kind of a well-known secret that King Joe has done just about everything he can think of to kill this giant. At first he fought it and that didn't go well, so he formally capitulated. But then he poisoned it and it didn't die. And then, he tried to trap it. He tried to disrupt a river and hit it with a river, and that didn't work. Nothing.
Hit it with a river?
Yeah, he like had a dam and he broke the dam and tried to wash it and drowned it, and that didn't work. So
Okay.
King Joe has been trying thing after thing after thing to try and kill this giant, and it just hasn't worked. And everyone knows and everyone's scared of the giant because it's so unpredictable.
Is there like a magical institution in this city, like a library or something I could go research at? Or
There was until the wizard
of
shut them all
course.
down.
And that's okay. That's lame.
Can we, I think I asked my party if they think we should have another meeting with the king before we go to see if he can tell us if he's at least tried to knock him off a cliff. We need to find that out. Because if that didn't work, then that's our whole plan, right?
Well,
All right.
nobody actually wants to go up to the mountain where he lives because he tends to eat anyone who goes there.
Okay.
So
No, he's not trying to knock him off a cliff.
Either die a hero or live long enough to become a giant.
Got it. Okay.
I mean, does anybody have no one has charm spells or anything?
I've got. What do I have?
I think
I have a charm person spell, right?
yeah.
I'm really good at intimidating, even though I don't think I can intimidate
I
giant.
don't
But I mean,
intimidate
I have like +5 to intimidate. But
Does
still
a giant count as a person?
as a creature, hmm
I mean, I can make him think that I'm like all powerful and crazy, like the wizard, how he tricks people. Look behind the curtain.
Do giants have natural magical resistances like
They do
dragons?
not.
Okay. So but you can't charm him and just tell him to walk off a cliff. That won't work because that specifically says in the spell you can't do that.
The charm spell at best makes him friendly to you.
I mean, maybe we can get him to get us back to his house, and then we could poison him or like find something at his house that could.
The poison didn't work.
Wait, you want to try to get him to invite us to his house so we can murder him and?
I mean,
Are we not trying to kill the giant? I mean,
I think we're trying to kill the giant. We're just trying to not do it when the giant has home field advantage. Maybe.
either we're trying to kill the giant or not. I'm just trying to think of ways to do it. So.
There's no bad ideas during brainstorming. Okay, Joe the Bear. Okay, calm down.
Apparently, there are different ways to kill people. There's a nice way to kill somebody and the not nice way to kill somebody.
Apparently.
I'm still upset about that halfling whose flesh we burned off.
That wasn't
3
me.
seconds ago.
My bad.
I think that was a perfectly legitimate and necessary thing to do. So,
The ends justify the means.
I mean,
I like
right.
you, Cat.
I am true neutral. I think that as long as, I mean, I did not go out of my way to harm that guy, but the situation called for it, so my life is at least worth as much as his.
Yeah.
If not more.
So
Let's get some
charming.
rest, and we'll get on the road tomorrow.
I'm true
Charming
neutral as
informed.
well, so that makes sense why.
We're both
I
okay
agree with
it.
I have the ability to learn Charm Person too, I think. So
I've already got it. I just
Oh,
don't
okay.
know that it would be.
I mean, it's not going to help a lot. I'm just like, if we can make him friendly, and I mean, and how good is your trap illusion spell thing? Like,
I mean, as long as he doesn't see it, it'll slow him down and beat him up. But it's not gonna.
I thought you said you could make like a giant pit of spikes or something underneath it.
Right, but it's not. It's not done in a way that is described as murder. Whereas the suspect's growth, it's difficult terrain. You take 2d4 pierces for every 5 feet that you travel.
So you're saying we can't like create the illusion what like there's a cliff edge here. I was gonna make an illusion off the edge of the cliff that makes it look like there's land there, and he walks onto that and he just falls to his death.
I don't think that's how it's. I think it's supposed to make ground look normal until it's stepped on, is what it says. So it makes the ground. You see normal ground, and then suddenly you are getting thorned.
That is not nearly as useful as you made it sound. When you
if he walks out towards the cliff and he's looking out over the horizon, and we cast this around,
so he'll take like 1/10% of
is-
damage.
coming back would be very.
Yeah, it's not gonna one-shot anybody. None of our abilities do.
We need to be more powerful. That's the problem. Like if I were playing a Final Fantasy game, I would go into like the woods around this castle, and I would just be like grinding until I got to like level 50, and then I would go attack the giant with my like ridiculous.
Did you say
ultimate
no,
spell.
Richard?
I said so would everybody else.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like.
So would everybody else.
So I don't know what the D&D equivalent of that is.
What
but
I more usually would do is I would go bash my head against it 3 times, and then if it didn't work out, I would quit the game.
Because
there's no quick reload here.
Well, there's a clear indication that we're not, because there is a fire sword for sale at this shop that we can't afford, which means that we don't
have enough money.
We have enough money, which means we need to kill things we have enough money to buy the
That's
sword,
right.
which means that we are the right level to kill the thing that we're supposed to have the sword.
I just don't. I mean, I don't know how we're supposed to kill a hill giant. Like, I don't know. It seems very powerful. Like, what as a wizard could I find out about something like that? Could I find out like a guess of its total hit points? Like, I don't know that like that. You know what I mean? Like a general.
You could give me an Arcana check.
It has the constitution of 10 men. You know what I mean? Like. Oh, that's not very good.
So it has beyond the human strength. So that means the highest a human could ever have is 20, and it's got more strength and constitution than that. It's also well into the triple-digit hit point range.
Every single spell I had, as many times as possible, I could only take like 10% of its health away or something then. So just...
No, you're not giving yourself enough credit. You could probably do 50 points of damage with all your spells.
Yeah, he said he had over 100 hit points. That's all he said. He didn't say what.
Oh, I took that to mean like he had at least 300 or 400 hit points.
No.
He just said well into the 3.
Well into the triple digits.
Well, in a triple digit.
But you're saying it's more like 100. Is it less than 200 probably, or more than 200 probably?
It is somewhere between 100 and 200.
Okay. We might be able to kill it then if we get really lucky. It's just that you said one hit
Yeah, but
will
we would
kill
also
the average
he
person,
would kill us all in
Yeah,
one hit. Yeah,
right.
pretty much. Yeah.
What I was thinking is if we could figure out a way to trap him to kill him.
Like,
You know,
like if he like he was
tie
down,
him down.
We were up on the edge of a canyon or something, and like he was down below us where he couldn't reach us quickly, and we could just shoot spells at him. Something like that might work. But still, even then, I do 50 points of damage. I mean,
Then you're done.
You're ranged. You can do it, but like Richard, what's he gotta do? Stand toe to toe with the giant, hit it with his broadsword? Like that's not gonna go well. Same thing with Joe the Bear. Like,
Yeah.
so except, and I'm saying even if I exhausted all my spells, and I'm sure you
I'll just
exhausted
be
all
dancing.
yours, it'd
Yeah.
still be alive. So
What are we gonna do? Not kill the giant now? I mean, what are we gonna do? We're gonna
Well-
disband this adventuring party and go our separate ways and just call it. we gotta agree to do something. What are we gonna do?
If we load up on like acid and fire spells and buy the sword,
well,
think you could
extra
do
one
it?
fire damage is probably not gonna make the
Okay.
difference between killing the giant and not, is my guess. But we
I-
need like
I-
a really, really clever plan.
I think maybe we might want to talk to the king some more since he's tried. He'll know more weaknesses and know more,
That's a
have
sensible.
more insight.
What does the Twitch chat say? They usually know more.
They actually had the
They say
best
you need to
idea
hire
They had a
ever.
crazy
Can
thing
I?
about
Yeah, I'm gonna read this.
baby.
It says, okay, here's what you do. Ghost sound plus flesh tone paint plus baby-sized boulders plus yards of cloth. Paint rocks like babies, make them sound like crying babies. Spend a week feeding him boulders, kill him when he can't move.
There's also a complaint that the metagaming is real,
Yeah.
which that may be a problem that this group has.
I mean, it doesn't give us any advantage, so I don't feel like it's.
As it helps.
Okay. I vote talk to the king.
I think that seems smart.
And what's our time looking like, Stephanie?
We're over our 2 hours, so we can wrap it up whenever works.
We can talk to the king first part next time. Let's.
Sure, that sounds good.
So next time we will start with a conversation with the king about
And
his
it'll give you
previous
guys
failures in
a whole week to plot
That's
and buy stuff if you want.
right.
lots of plotting.
So,
Oh, actually, more than a week.
Right,
'cause
so-
we
Oh, that's true.
So what Nolan is hinting at is we are actually going to be taking next week off. We've got some obligations to attend to. So join us again, or the next time we will be streaming this will be February 26th. So we'll remind everybody on Twitter that there won't be a stream next week.
and we'll push the VODs really hard all week.
Yes,
get
we
get
will.
everybody caught up.
And by 2 weeks from now, we'll have this amazing plan, and you guys will be like, "What? That's such a good plan. What?"
And we won't have metagamed it at all. We'll just figure it out.
Yeah,
right?
Uh-huh.
obviously.
in
Yeah.
character.
We would never.
Character.
We're gonna sit around in character and talk for the next.
I mean, my best idea so far that I've had is I just keep resting every day until my portents both come up 20s, like two. So we'll have 2 natural 20s with crits to go into the fight with. Like that's the only thing I thought of so far.
Alright.
So, like,
The fates have said today's the day.
Today's the day.
Go fight the
Kill the
giant.
giant.
Sounds good. All right, any last minute impressions? All right, great guys. Well, wonderful playing as always. Thank you to our audience for tuning in. We appreciate you and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Thanks again.
Thanks for watching.
Bye bye.